The locals call it white gold. In the volcanic subsoil of California's Imperial Valley on the shores of the Salton Sea lies one of the world's largest lithium deposits, according to the latest numbers. This industrial site, which produces geothermal energy, is getting ready to extract lithium from brine. That's the groundwater packed with minerals.
So this is Hell's Kitchen 2. We drilled this well 2.5 kilometres deep. This well is artesian, meaning that will flow itself and it'll come up with its own steam. That will connect that production well back to the main plant where we start the process.
In these tanks, the company filters the brine, extracting lithium and other minerals before re-injecting it into the subsoil. The process required 2 years of testing and a $65 million investment. It's a win-win situation. There is an abundance of renewable energy and a skyrocketing demand for lithium to make batteries for electric cars.
The only way we can get to capacity for this type of demand, where we produce 50 megawatts of power and 25,000 tonnes of lithium hydroxide, is to replicate. Fortunately here, the brine's the same, so we can drill wells over our 6,000 acres that we have here.
The first plant will be operational by mid-2025, ahead of a planned expansion. 2 other companies have similar plans. There's enough lithium here to produce batteries for 350 million electric vehicles. The news has brought hope to a region that has suffered from poverty. Unemployment here is 4 times the national average, so the local college has jumped at the opportunity.
As you can see, we have purchased a lot of different equipment for our students that are in our plant operator program. All of these machines simulate what the industries use for the extraction of the lithium.
For the past few months, 60 students have been following a new 1-year training program to be hired in future plants. 2 other programs will follow to meet the sector's most in-demand trades. It's an industry that's seen as a potential savior.
I think this is the big one. This is one that we've been waiting for, that we anticipate will create thousands of jobs for our local residents. Good paying wages. The response was overwhelming. Our phones began to ring. People want to find out how to get started. So when we open up the plant operator classes, they filled immediately.
It sounds like the perfect scenario, but some fear it may be too perfect, hiding a darker reality.
Good evening. Thank you very much for coming. We're here to tell you about Lithium Valley and what it means for the Imperial Valley.
80% of residents here are Latino. That's why this community information meeting is being held in Spanish.
One of the companies has calculated that the lithium industry could bring the region $1 billion in revenue every year.
That could cause changes across many areas: housing, road traffic, pollution, and water resources. For now, the impact is still difficult to predict.
It's time for us to take action. We really want money. We really want health. We really are prepared. However, it's more important to know the environmental impact.
It's important to keep them informed, to know that if this is something that they do not want, this is something that they do not have to follow through with. We do not have to let these companies come and extract the lithium from our communities if it's going to worsen our environments.
There's a reason for this suspicion. There's already an ecological disaster underway. For some 30 years now, the Salton Sea has been drying up, a victim of the lack of rainfall and overexploitation by farmers.
You don't hardly see any birds anymore. You just see pretty much local birds,
The fish have all but disappeared, and with them, migratory birds. Luis Olmedo has seen this lake that was once popular with tourists shrink by several meters each year. In its place, soil contaminated with pesticides.
This is very vulnerable to the high winds that we get through here. These little particulates will get into people's lungs, people's main organs, into their bloodstream, cause cardiovascular disease, cause cancers.
20% of children here have asthma, 3 times the national number, so Luis cautions against trusting these big corporations.
We want to make sure that whenever industry wants to settle here, that they are committing to protecting the environment. If there's not a contract with the community, then they continue to do the same old blueprint. This is an evidence as to what the earth could look like if we continue in our destructive nature continue to deplete and exploit our resources and not put anything back.